Good day, everybody. Good day. And welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. And I am Rev Melissa. And Morning Sip is being brought to you from the New Thought Media Network. Yes, yes, yes. So I hope everyone is doing well today. We are in our Prayer of Jabez. We're in our Prayer of Jabez series. And I am so excited about it. I hope you are too. And we were talking yesterday about the very first line in the prayer, because it's a one-sentence prayer, but it has 4 components in it. And we've been breaking it down. So we were in the indeed, in the oh, that you would bless me indeed. Right? So we were in the indeed yesterday. And what we said yesterday was, indeed, Jabez adding indeed at the end of his prayer was to give it that extra, I'm serious, God. Oh, bless me indeed, right? With 5 exclamation points is what that indeed represented. And we know what that's like, right? When we do our bolds, or we put everything in capitals, when we do a text, we want to grab the person's attention, let them know that we are serious. Look at this, take me serious. So Jabez was like, I'm serious, God. Bless me indeed. And so we're going to continue today with enlarge my territory. Yes, enlarge my territory. And so that is the second component of the prayer. So keep in mind that Jabez, whose name means pain, was his family were like farmers or herdsmen. So he came from that background, but he desired to expand his territory from beyond what his family had known, right? He wanted to go out of what has been familiar to him, right? He wanted to extend his boundaries, right? He wanted more. He wanted more. He wanted bigger. He wanted a bolder life, right? And so he prayed, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. And so that begs the question for us, right? What is seeking expression and expansion through us? What boundaries do you need to expand that's beyond your current territory, that's beyond your current circumstance, situations, that's beyond your family conditioning, societal conditioning? What is it that needs to be expanded in your consciousness, in your pattern of thinking, right? That's what this prayer is about. When we take that prayer from back then to right now and apply it to our life right now, that's the question that's seeking to be explored, expanded, and moved through you. Yes? So I want to read you something from the Prayer of Jabez by Bruce Wilkinson. And Bruce, he has a heavy Christian belief system, right? So, I'm an interfaith minister, so I love all of it. I believe all paths lead to God. So I'm with it all. So I want to read a section to you. He said, to pray for larger borders, to ask for a miracle. It's that simple. A miracle is an intervention by God to make something happen that wouldn't normally happen. That and nothing less was what Jabez had to have to transcend his name and transform his circumstances. A miracle. And y'all, miracles happen every single day. Miracles happen every day. So Jabez had to transcend his name, and his name meant pain, and transform his circumstances. And Jabez knew that that was something that he could not do alone, nor did he need to do it alone, because he was connected to the indwelling spirit within him that doeth all through us and as us. Jabez was clear, right? So whatever it is, whatever name we need to transcend, if it's doubt, if it's worry, if it's fear, if it's limitation, if it's lack, if it's scarcity, if it's envy, if it's jealousy, if it's resentment, if it's judgment, whatever the name is, it's time to transcend it. Because when you transcend it, you can transform your circumstances. Yes, you can transform your circumstances. Yes. So I want to share something with you all, because I told you I've been working with the Prayer of Jabez since last year, and I've been saying this prayer. And so I said, let me look back to see when I started saying this prayer, right? So I'm a journal girl. I got journals. You could shop in my house for a journal, right? I could open a journal store. And so that's how I capture my thoughts and my prayers and my desires and my ask. And that's why I keep all my receives, you know? So this was a journal that I was using last year, right? And it says following her dreams. I also like pretty journals. I like pretty journals with sayings on them. So this says following her dreams. And I did a class with Reverend Jennifer Berkeley, who was the former spiritual director at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, my spiritual home. Shout out to Reverend Jennifer. And she did this class February 4th, 2020, right? The Prayer of Jabez class. And she asked us, what do we want to expand our territory, right? And this is what I wrote. I wrote, to use my God-given gifts to live a prosperous life. To use my God-given gifts to live a prosperous life. That's what I wrote February 4th, 2020. And from that day forward, I said the Prayer of Jabez just about every day. And I just didn't get up and say, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. No, because my focus was joy. My feeling tone was joy and the energy of yes. The energy of yes, right? So when I said that prayer, I would have my rock in my hand that has the Prayer of Jabez on it. And I would be up and I would go, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. Your hand would be with me and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain. And God granted my request. And so it is. Amen. And I did that just about every day. And I have to tell you, God did grant my request. And I want you to know that God will grant your request too. God will grant your request too. But we need to be clear. We need to be clear about the desires of our heart. So that's why I give you a homework, right? I ask you, what's your focus for 2021? And if you don't know, you need to sit yourself down, go within, and see what your inner self with a capital S needs to say to you. You need to listen. Yes, we are listening for our direction, and we are making conscious choices about where we want God to lead us. Yes, where we want God to lead us. So I want to share something else in the book. And this is a quick, you could sit down in a day and read this book, and you would get a lot out of it. So Bruce goes on to say, it is when you thrust yourself in the mainstream of God's plan for this world, which are beyond our ability to accomplish. Pray, use me, give me more ministry for you, that you release miracles. At that time, heaven sends angels, resources, strength, and the people you need. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. And I know we all have a testimony. We all have a, won't he do it testimony? Yes. When we thought there was no way, and then we did our prayer. We did, one of my favorite prayers is 2 words, help me, help me. And a miracle happens, right? We get that what we needed. We're walking down the street, we bump into somebody we know, we get a message from someone saying, I want to see if we could work together. And then the next thing I know, I'm here on the New Thought Media Network. Yes, that's a miracle. That's a miracle, and that's answered prayers. No prayer goes unanswered. No prayer goes unanswered. So when we say enlarge my territory, we're talking about the expansion of our consciousness. We're talking about knowing that there is so much beyond what we see. We know that the invisible realm is seeking expression to be visible through us and as us. That is the prayer of Jabez. So are we ready to pray that prayer? Are we ready to pray that prayer? Each of us can think about a time when we were in some mess and we needed God's support. We needed a miracle. We needed a miracle. Yes? I know I have many, many, many times. Yes? So this is the energy. Yes? This is the energy of the prayer of Jabez. So I see some of your comments. David Wood. I love Joe Smith, David. Yes, yes. All of that, all of that. You said a mouthful. I have to digest that later. But yes, I know there are answers in the silence, and I know there is nothing to grab outside of me. I am walking in God's amazing grace and having miracles. There you go. Thank you for your testimony, David. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And each one of us has that. Each one of us has that. And so don't you want more of that? Don't you want more? Let God pour his light through you so it could just shine out in the world because it's needed. Yes, you are needed. And I've been saying that, y'all, for these last couple of weeks. We are needed in this world. Our gifts are needed. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have it. Yes? All right. So I want to share one other thing, because I told you what starts to happen, right? So what starts to happen is I select what the focus is going to be for the week, and then all these other things start to say yes, 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 Melissa, yes. So that's what happened today when I was doing my spiritual practice, right? Your spiritual practice sets you up for the day. So I know everyone's doing their spiritual practice, and I'll just remind y'all, if you're just getting into spiritual practices, one that will support you is inspirational reading, just 5 minutes, inspirational writing, and 5 minutes of meditation. 5, 5, 5, right? I learned that when I was in Sacred Center, and it's been working for me ever since. Right. So when we talk about expanding our territory, we are talking about expanding our consciousness, because everything is there. Nothing is missing. You don't have to go out and create anything. We just have to use the power that is. Just have to use the power that is and expand our territory. In February last year, y'all, when I wrote those words in that journal, I didn't know. I didn't know, but I had radical trust. I had radical trust, just as Jabez did. Radical trust in this or something better, right? And so I'm on the journey into something better, and so are you. So are you. So let's do our work, right? What boundaries in your life do you need to move beyond? What boundaries in your life do you need to move beyond? It's time. The time is now, right? The time is now. Make your bodacious moves, knowing that you're not moving alone, knowing that you are not moving alone, that God is right there within you. Yes? All right. All right, y'all. So y'all got your word, right? Your quality of God that we talked about yesterday. I know y'all got that. and you've been working with it. So this is the next thing you're going to do with it, right? You're going to create, you're going to take that word and you're going to create your affirmation with that word. So if your word was connection, you're going to create your affirmation. And I say keep your affirmations short and sweet, right? I am is the creative power of the universe. So I am connection. I am bliss. I am abundance. I am prosperous. I am confidence. I am appreciation. You are that which you are desiring. You are already that. So you're just calling it more forward. You're calling it more forward. Yes? So you'll work on that. That's a quick one. You'll work on that. You got your word. You got your quality of God. That is your word. And you create your affirmation and you start saying it like you mean it with feeling, believing it, and knowing that it is done. Knowing that it is done. All right? So y'all report back. Y'all report back and let me know how that's going. Because tomorrow we're going to go to the next part of the prayer, which is that your hand would be with me. You know that's going to be a good one. That your hand would be with me. So that's where we're going tomorrow, y'all. So we're living life in joy, connected to our yes. Connected to our yes.